Planned housing at the former Jofco building will soon be joined by a pair of new projects. More on those new investments, plus the town of Ferdinand has a new police chief, and host Bill Potter has tonight's episode of Informed. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. The Jofco Workforce Housing Project is moving along, and there's even more investment to come. Last night, the Jasper City Council approved the first phase of the ongoing workforce housing project at the former Jofco building at 13th and Vine Streets. Phase 1 will convert part of the building into 67 apartments for working families. The apartments would be priced just below market rent thanks to state tax credits. Mayor Terry Seitz says the project has now made its way through the city's tax abatement program. As mentioned, there will be even more investment in the former Jofco building and at the nearby Jasper Wood Products property. The council learned last night about plans for Phase 2 of the Jofco project, and in that phase, Miller Valentine plans to add another 40 apartments in the Jofco building to fill out the remainder of the space. Then, Miller Valentine has also taken an option to buy the former Jasper Wood Products property, with plans to turn that building into a senior housing complex known as the Vine Street Lofts. Seitz says the new project and additional investment is nothing but good news for the city.
By the time it's all said and done, should they get approved, and again, there's a lot of hoops to go through, we'll be looking at approximately $30+ million of investments in former factories in an area of Jasper that we had never thought really have even envisioned that, except we knew that it was part of the older industrial buildings we wanted to repurpose. At that level, it's just phenomenal.
Seitz says the projects will need city letters of support. He says those letters will come within the next month so that Miller Valentine can begin the process of applying for state tax credits on both of those projects. Seitz says the tax credits would be awarded in March of next year should the projects be approved by state housing officials. Doing donuts in a parking lot led a Jasper man to jail on intoxication charges. Just before midnight, a Jasper police officer was patrolling in an area near J.C. Park when he heard a vehicle doing donuts in the parking lot. After stopping the vehicle, the officer found that the driver, 34-year-old Douglas Leisner, had been drinking. Leisner was also found with a marijuana pipe, and he admitted to having smoked marijuana earlier in the evening. Leisner was taken to Jasper Police Headquarters, where a certified chemical test found his BAC at 0.094%. Leisner was then taken and booked into the DuBois County Security Center, and he's charged with OWI and possession of paraphernalia. The town of Ferdinand has a new top cop with a familiar name. Last night, the Ferdinand Town Council held a special meeting to announce the selection of Lloyd Froman as the new chief of the Ferdinand Police Department. Froman was promoted to the position on a one-year probationary basis, a promotion that's effective immediately. Now, the 58-year-old Froman has 33 years of experience in law enforcement, including 17 years as Ferdinand's police chief from November of 1987 to April of 2004. Of course, Froman was selected by a committee made up of Town Council President Ken Seacard, Council members Debbie Johnson and Ron Wire, Clerk Treasurer Bev Schulteis, and Town Manager Chris James. Froman was chosen out of a pool of 5 candidates, which included an external candidate and 4 current Ferdinand police officers. Seacard says Froman's extensive experience as a law enforcement officer, along with the respect he garners from other officers, made him stand head and shoulders above the rest.
I think the thing that made him stand out is he had a previous experience as police chief. The military background, which he was very strong into for a number of years, was there. And he has the respect of the other officers. And, he just came across as the candidate that I felt could best come and keep us on the track that we're currently on.
Seacard says Froman's work as a training instructor for the Ferdinand Police Department and the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy also played part in his selection. Froman will be paid a salary of about $50,000 a year starting out based off of a 45-hour work week. He will also get all current town employee benefits. Froman replaces Ricky Patton, who announced his resignation back in May after serving for the department for 2 years. Patton says his wife Amy accepted another management position with Master Brand Cabinets at their Lexington, North Carolina operations. Patton, who is a Virginia native, says the move also put him and his wife closer to their families. Patton stated he's proud of what was accomplished during his tenure as Ferdinand's police chief.
I feel like the department's came a long way since I've been here. I'm proud to say, and I don't take all the credit for that. I attribute that to the officers pulling together and continuing to perform their duties as asked. And to specify the one thing I'm proudest of is starting a reserve program and having it come through the way it has, and the officers patrolling, and also just better training for the officers that we currently have.
Patton had previously planned to stay on the job until the middle part of next month. However, he recently submitted his resignation and has already left town due to family and personal reasons. The council formally approved that resignation at last night's meeting. Local upholstery maker Best Home Furnishings has broken ground at the site of a $3.1 million facility expansion. The 100,000 square foot expansion will bring the size of the company's overall facilities up to 1.2 million square feet. The new building is expected to be completed in August of next year, and company officials say it will allow them to move production of highly tailored products, thus creating more efficient processes in other areas. The company is also touting the expansion as a catalyst for new job growth. In a news release, company president Brian Longy noted that the last expansion came in 2000, and since then the company has doubled its sales. He says they can only grow so much within their walls and that the time had come to expand to facilitate further growth. Now, Best Home Furnishings currently has nearly 1,000 employees in Ferdinand, Jasper, Cannleton, and Paoli combined. Longy said Best opted to expand in its hometown of Ferdinand because the area continues to supply them with skilled individuals with a strong work ethic. Representatives of the town of Ferdinand, as well as several retailers from Ohio, were on hand to help celebrate the growth of the family-owned company. And finally tonight marks opening night for the 2015 Huntingburg Herbst Fest. The fest is underway at this hour with the opening of the food booths and beer garden. Tonight also features a musical performance by Nick Dittmeyer and the Sawdusters of Jeffersonville and a performance from the DuBois County Country Cloggers. Of course, Herbst Fest runs through Sunday, and other highlightable events include musical performances by Kirby Staley, Haywire, and the Celebration Singers, a barbecue and chili cook-off, the wild card and championship rounds for the sister station WBDC Cornhole Tournament of Champions, and the parade. Mayor Denny Spinner is asking everyone to come out and enjoy the weekend in Huntingburg, and he says there's something for everyone. Spinner also says the weekend serves an important purpose for the Huntingburg community.
We have so many civic and church organizations that enrich our life here in Huntingburg, that are part of the fabric of what we do, and this is their biggest fundraising opportunity all year long. The largest percentage of money that's collected at these booths during this time, be it foods or games, goes directly back to these organizations that allows them to do the things that go on in Huntingburg year-round.
Of course, the parade wraps up the Herbst Fest, and it gets underway at 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon along 4th Street. All right, coming up after the break, Herbst Fest weekend is not looking too bad weather-wise, and a look ahead to inform. We're back after this.